Yeah, we can do this. I think we're live everywhere. Let me look and see. That says we're live. And that says we're live. So, howdy, y'all. I think we really are live everywhere. Trying to do this and not goof it up. Hopefully, this is working everywhere. So, this is Tuesday night, and it is time for 2A Tuesday. And we are going to do the same thing this month that we did last month on the final Tuesday of the month. And we're not going to have a panel. We're just going to sit down and answer questions and talk to everybody that comes through the chat. So over on the gun channel side, we have Dead Horse in the house. What's up, Dead Horse? And then on YouTube, we've got Rupan, Guitar Man Pete, Rich Parth, Kinky Sphincter is here. And then over on Facebook, I don't think anybody's joined us yet. At least it doesn't say anybody's watching. Oh, I got one eyeball. Somebody's watching. It's not telling me who yet. So Calaveras is in the house. Ohio 45 ACP, what's up? And Travis T is in the house. And as you can see, we've got Sandhills Sweetheart bundled up in a blanket because she thinks that it's cold in here. But she's wrong. Oh, yeah, let's have the noisy cat in here. That's what we need. I had the door shut, but apparently we need to have the cat in here. So, back from Indy. How was Indy, everybody? What's up, Barry? I don't know if I can do this very well. Hold on here. We need to try and switch some windows around. Uh-oh. Hold on. Let me try and move stuff around here. Computer's wanting to rebel now. Maybe I can keep everybody on the same side of the... Where the heck did... Where did that one go? All right, so Facebook's over there. And gun channels, I just lost. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get this figured out. I'm just not the best at doing what I do here. So that one's over there. I'm working with two monitors, but I'm not that good at it. So I'm trying to get everything put back into one video. There we go. All right. Barry says hello from Ewing. It snowed today, so it's a little chilly. What's going on over here? Calaveras is trying to run his mouth when he shouldn't, but that's all right. So we've got... I see what's happening here. What if I put that up here? There we go. Now I can talk to everybody, and I think we're okay. So, back up here to the gun channel side. I'm back, guys. We've got... Who else is in here with us? That's joined us. Obnoxious is in the house, and Freedom for All is here. So what's been going on? We've got... Who else is saying hi? Guitar Man Pete can't get into the gun channel side. Dead Horse figured it out, so hopefully it's working okay over there. Dead Horse, can you let me know if you're seeing this okay? What's going on out there? Everybody's saying hi. Rich is wanting thoughts on the NRA. I don't know what to think, to be honest. I do think that it's time for some changes, but it doesn't sound like the changes I would like to see are going to happen. So Obnoxious is here under protest. I don't care as long as you're here. That's all that's important to me. So thanks for being here. I'm glad you decided to make it anyway. And let's see. Yeah, they did keep LaPierre. I'm not sure why. Guitar Man says hi.
Hello.
She's here. You can't see her because she doesn't want to sit by me, I guess. I don't know what's going on, but she's cold. She's over there shivering. She's got a blanket wrapped up, and she thinks it's cold. Hey, Aunt Denise is in the house on Facebook. Hi, how are you doing? Calavera says he uses 3 monitors every day at work. Well, guess what? I'm not as good as you at life. So let's see. Is it Gibbs NCIS? It looks like Jibes NCIS is saying hello. Are you in Norfolk? Are you really in Norfolk? We should probably hang out sometime and at least shake hands and meet. What's going on in there? Pete says he does everything from 1 monitor because he's broke. And he says hello from Minnesota on the Facebook side. Everybody's pretty much just saying hi. Have we heard about the recent NRA cards being cut? Yeah, I don't know for sure what's going on. What's up, Kingpin? Right now, I'm just kind of in wait and see mode. I'm not a member. I'm sure as heck not going to give him any money right now until we get figured out what's happening. But Dead Horse isn't Gun Channel isn't working for Dead Horse either. So Dead Horse joined us on the YouTube side. So I guess I can just close that window down now. We'll just do that. All right. Good to see you too, Freedom, even though I can't see you. And I know what you meant because nobody actually thinks it's good to see me. So Stan's in the house. What's up, SS Pawn? Lexington, Nebraska, for all of your pawn shop needs, firearm or otherwise, go see Stan. TPC says he's not here, but I think otherwise. Freedom for All says hi to you too.
Freedom for All.
Calvera says over on Tactical Tuesday on Ghost Tactical Channel, Yankee and Pincus were arguing, even though Yankee wasn't there. And yeah, I don't know, but sometimes I think he just likes to stir the pot, so that's what he does. Any updates on what Nebraska legislature is doing? I haven't heard any updates in a long time. Usually when there's an update that pertains to the Second Amendment, NFOA is really good about putting out a video. Usually Rod or somebody from the board is on a video telling us what's happening there. If we don't hear from them, usually that means there's not much to hear. That doesn't pertain to the rest of the bills, the rest of the issues, just the gun stuff. So Freedom, glad he never bought the lifetime NRA membership. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, even if you had, that money's long since gone. So they're, what are they, about 30 million in debt right now? And even if we all joined up, it's not going to help. Ozzy's in the house. What's up, Oz? Bark at the Moon. Speaking of Bark at the Moon, I've got this really cool, if I can get that centered in there, Bark at the Moon poker chip. Came with my cool holster that I got in the mail. Very cool. JB's in the house. What's up? Jesse joined us over on Facebook. What's up, Jesse? What else is going on? Calaveras thinks Gun Snob needs to drive to SS Pawn. Well, everybody should drive to SS Pawn, honestly. I have not yet done it. So I still need to get down there and see you too sometime, Stan. So what's going on in the world tonight other than the NRA stuff? I don't really know much about the NRA stuff. I haven't caught up a whole lot. I was busy at work and actually had to work today at work, so I haven't been, and I wasn't home long enough to get caught up between supper and everything else. So I didn't hear until tonight about the shooting at North Carolina, Charlotte. Don't know what's going on for sure there. I haven't heard a whole lot of anything today. So, but what else is happening out with you guys? I got the first question I have. Those of you that are watching on Facebook, I don't think you probably join us much on the YouTube side, but I got a lot of people over on both sides that are watching. We've kicked around the idea of not doing this on 2 different platforms on this night of the chat. I don't have the technology to put the whole chat when we have a panel up on Facebook, and so we got some other stuff going on. Working at work sucks. I know. At least when you have to work at work, Barry, at least you can cuss the boss man and call him dirty names, and he'll never know it. So. No, we've thought about just doing just Facebook on the last Tuesday of the month, and I don't know if everybody from YouTube would go over and join us, but we kind of hope that you would. If you guys haven't gone to Facebook and liked the Sandhills shooter page. You really should. Sometimes we put some stuff up there. I put a lot of memes and some of my thoughts and questions up there that I don't get to put up. I don't put up on YouTube or anywhere else, really. So, hey, thanks, Gary. Gary's in the house, and he's telling everybody to thumb it up. Thumb it up or down, honestly, it doesn't really matter. YouTube just counts it as interaction. Leaving comments down below. Commenting right now is good, too, but then after it goes on to replay, if you make comments on it, YouTube likes that, too. Or it makes us look good in front of YouTube, I should say. So, all right. So what else is going on here? We've got everybody else. Everybody's just kind of saying hi still. Rich says maybe a podcast. What do you mean maybe a podcast? I switch gears a lot and I lose track of my thoughts a lot. So oh, Barry says his boss is his wife. Well, you cannot call your boss dirty names then, because she will beat the crap out of you. So we won't be doing that. I guess we'll just talk about the shop foreman then. If you are in Central Nebraska or East Central Nebraska and need some vehicle work done on a how do I say this right, Barry? It's a Napa service center, right? I mean, it's a good mechanic. Napa's backing him up, says he's a good mechanic. Go to Stearns Automotive in Ewing, Nebraska. I trust Barry with my vehicle. You guys can do it too, especially if you have to drive from other states. It's worth it. Trust me, when you're going to Lexington and going to SS Pond, just whip on up to Ewing and get your car serviced while you're in the state. So just make it a big old loop. Sounds good to me. What's up, Double A? How's it going? William Keller's in the house. I don't think I've missed anybody, but if I miss you, make sure you throw comments out there. If you're on YouTube and you're watching, put a comment up there so we know you're watching. We like to know who's here. How are the flood victims recovering? Some of them are recovering well. Others are in for a long haul, just getting everything put back together. Roads and everything else. Napa Auto Care Center. That's the word I'm looking for. Stearns Automotive or Stearns Auto in Ewing. Napa Auto Care Center. So that means that he can get all the right parts in all the right places. And also he's got the Napa know-how to put them on. That's what that means. So, and he'll give you a good deal too. He won't do a bunch of stuff for you that doesn't need done, which I really respect that in a mechanic. So flood victims, there's a lot of towns around that are still feeling the effects. I mean, the initial cleanup, it's Nebraska, the whole communities, each community, the whole community kind of gets together and does, a lot of the work. And within a weekend, they can have a lot of the debris and stuff pushed up into piles and hauled off and whatnot. But there's still a ton of road construction and bridge construction. It's going to take most of the summer. Where was that at, Stan? Stan saw a news clip. Somebody's taking a boat down the river to get to school every day. That sounds like. I heard that too. Is that somewhere up around Niobrara?
I think so.
Sounds kind of likely.
Spencer still doesn't have water either.
Spencer doesn't have water?
I don't think so.
Lynch, I know, was the town that was having some issues. Lynch, I just talked to a guy that his family is there yesterday, and Lynch has water now, but it's not potable water. So at least they've got, they tapped into some irrigation wells, I think. They don't have rural water yet, but they do have in town. People can shower. They can boil the water and kill the bacteria if there is any. But of course, if you have nitrates, which if you're getting water from an irrigation well, chances are you're getting nitrates. And if you boil the water, yeah, it'll kill bacteria, but you just concentrate everything else that's in that water because the steam evaporates and leaves everything behind. So same concept as the Dead Sea, right? So all that's leaving is water when it evaporates. So nitrates, you can't boil them. It just makes it worse. Their parts per million go up, not down. Let's see here. Keith is in, what is it? Keith, is it Bernasconi, in New Hampshire. Tuned in. His internet's delayed from chat to video. That can happen sometimes. Good old HughesNet. Moved to Nebraska, and I will hook you up with some better internet. How about that? That's what I do for a living in my day job. Double A was at NRA convention. That's cool. Met a lot of good creator people. Yeah, I would have loved to gone and hung out with everybody, but it's just, we knew it wasn't going to happen. Tulsa didn't happen. Maybe next year we'll get to Tulsa. Probably not SHOT or NRA next year, but we'll see what happens in years to come. Freedom for All says, how soon before they can plant? Some of them are up on hills. They're fine. Some of them, there's still water standing, and there's not an easy answer to that. It just kind of depends on the guy. It depends on the farm. So there's going to be a lot of corn, beans that just aren't going to go in at all this year. So I said it before, and I'll say it again. If you buy beef or corn or soybean products for sure, and wheat products too, I think, you might want to stock up on some of that stuff, because I do expect before long the price is going to go up on a lot of stuff. Beef is going to be a big one, just because of how many cattle got killed. Well, it's kind of like the cat show back there behind me. I didn't realize what was happening. That guy's wife, Media, says she's just listening and working. What's up, Armentia? Glad to have you with us. What else is going on out there? Stan says, yeah, that was Niobrara. Let's see. Sounds like it's a liberal paradise. Did I miss something? Or I'm not sure what you're meaning there, Scott. Yeah, Double A's right. There, you need a filter to get nitrates and stuff out. Reverse osmosis. I've done a lot of jobs. Used to sell those too. Double A only made the show for one day. Let's see here. What's up with internet hosts having cats? I don't. I just want you to know, these cats have been part of the household longer than I have. And so I'm the new guy, and I got told if I was going to be part of the family that the cats were already part of the family, and they're not going anywhere. So I could learn to live with it, or I could just go down the road, and I'm still here. So hopefully you can figure out what I picked up or what I picked there. What's up, Dusty? Mutiny for the Cat is here, is sticking up for the cats. Yeah, I'm just not a cat person. I'm a dog person, but we don't have a dog. Oh, Detroit water. Nope, Nebraska. A lot of little towns are without water right now, or at least without potable water, because of all of the groundwater that's gotten into the wells. Edward, you all right? Poor cat just tried to jump up on Mom's lap and missed. Couldn't get it up there, get up to the lap very well, so I don't know what his issue is. Let's see what else is going on. DPC is talking about Chinese food. And it's kind of quiet. Well, for all the chatting that's going on, nobody's actually saying much to us. So, anything you want to talk about tonight? There was some stuff we were going to bring up, and I can't remember what all it was now. It's kind of a long day, so my brain's pretty well shot. We probably won't go super late tonight. It's also hockey night, and my team is playing in Game 3 of the second round in the West. So, Calaveras, I don't know if you're watching, but I've actually got it on. I've got the sound down, playing it on my phone right now. So, trying not to pay too much attention to that. If I tune out, it's because Colorado scored a goal or something. So, but or if you see me do this, then you'll know. Seven Wonders lost a cat for about 6 hours today. Turns out she was just sleeping in, so all is well that ends well. Keith says he's about to move to Cambodia because he's scared Bernie might get elected. Well, that makes sense, and I suppose being your neighbor like that, you probably hear and see more than we do. Now there's a discussion out there about which countries eat cats and dogs and whatnot. What's up, Blitz? Welcome. I don't think I've seen you in here before, so I'm glad you found us. At least not by that name. Free for all says he watches for the fights. Yeah, that's the cool thing about playoff hockey is the longer a series goes, and of course it's a best of 7 series, just like baseball playoffs. So or basketball. The longer a series goes, the higher the emotions get between the two teams, and so the fighting and the physicality seems to get a little bit more escalated every game. So that's kind of fun to watch. And at some point, you just the old adage, "I went to a fight and a hockey game broke out," becomes true. So Stan wants to know if anybody's handled a Ruger Wrangler yet. I have not. I've only seen them in pictures and videos, but it looks pretty cool. I think I'll be wanting to add one of those to the collection, although I don't even have a Rough Rider at this point, so that might be what we settle on first, just because even though the Wrangler's not expensive, the Rough Rider, you can get 2 of them for the price of a Wrangler. What else is going on? Let's see here. That guy's wife had a lot of fun at NRAM and making contacts, and I haven't seen a lot of the videos, but I've seen some of the pictures and stuff that you've been posting up, so it looks like it was a good time. Guy that comments says, "What is Venezuela?" I'll take countries with the richest oil reserves in the world for 1,000, Alex. Let's see here. Oh, Blitzkrieg. Okay, cool. That makes sense. What's my range situation? What range? That's my situation. I don't have a range, nor access to one that is close by. So no worries there. TPC is apologizing. Is that because the conversation turned into a food chat and not a yummy food chat? I see that, Pete. They have a 16-inch barreled Rough Rider now. It looks kind of like the rimfire version of the old Buntline special. So Vanessa Kitty's in the house. What's up, Vanessa? Another cat fanatic. Shoot any long range. I don't even have anywhere to shoot any short range. The only shooting I get to do right now is with the old airsoft inside range. So, or dry firing. We did get some shooting in over Easter weekend when we were up in South Dakota. My brother-in-law is part of a range and only takes about 10 minutes to get there from his house. Excuse me. And very rarely is anybody even out there. So it's a nice outdoor range. Got a pistol range and a 50-yard rifle, and then 100 and 200-yard targets under a different setup for rifle shooting. So kind of nice. We did some pistol shooting. Sweetheart did some pistol shooting. If you haven't gone to Facebook and liked us yet, you can see a video that I posted over there of her doing some shooting. Very proud of her because I have not been able to help her with aiming and things like that. Just because a couple things going on. She has an astigmatism. She has double vision. She cannot close just the one eye. And she is cross-eye dominant, right-handed, left-eye dominant. So with all that added up, and I'm not an instructor, I have no idea how to teach this lady how to aim a gun. And so finally I gave her a couple pointers, and then she just kind of figured it out all on her own and started putting them right where she was wanting to put them. We might not be, making groups where all the holes touch, but at the very least, she's going to ruin the day for anybody that decides that they want to impose their will where it doesn't belong. Norfolk does not have a range, Barry. There is a trap range out east of town, but that's it. So if I were a trap shooter, I could go do that. That's it. There are some private ranges around, of course, but I don't know the landowners. Mutiny says, come an hour south and shoot your. Where are you? You don't have to tell me exactly, but I am in Norfolk. That's right. Dude, I don't know. I don't assume things. So I just call everybody dude. Unless you've got like Vanessa, I can tell that's not a dude. Are you starting to like shooting? Stan wants to know.
Better, yeah.
Kind of helps once you kind of figure it out, huh? It's like anything else. if you try it a couple times and you're no good at it, it's no fun. So seeing that aha moment where everything went click and she started hitting the target right where she was aiming, or within a couple inches of it anyway. We're at a 7 yard. We can't get closer than 7 yards there. So that's about as far as she's going to be shooting to qualify for her permit. And if she could have just taken a few steps forward, it's against the rules of that range, so we couldn't. But if she could have gotten a little bit closer, I mean, it would have been even more rewarding for her. Blitz says, appreciated the video on mental illness versus society. A lot of truth in that. I'm glad you liked it. Feel free to share that around if you want to. We like that. Pete says there's 3 ranges within 20 minutes. Yeah, on you.
Mutiny for the cat says Spice
Ball. Dude, let's do it. Why don't you throw me an email, sandhillsshooter@gmail.com, and we'll set up a time to get together sometime. Is it just an hour to Spalding? Seems like it should be farther. I've never been to Spalding, though. Although, this is what's crazy. I grew up a couple hours northwest of you, but I grew up in the 497 phone prefix as well. So we used to get calls all the time for the Antler Inn because people thought that because we were further west, we should be 308, but we weren't. Area codes are weird in Nebraska, just so those of you that aren't from here have no idea what I'm talking about there. The area code line isn't straight around here. Let's see. Make her play some Call of Duty. Yeah, not going to happen. We don't have a game platform. And video game sites. No, that doesn't. I've never found that aiming with a video game has anything to do with aiming with a gun. At least not iron sights. Drive it out in the boonies. Well, yeah, that's the way it's going to be over there. Freedom for All has an open range half-an-hour drive. Free and no obstructors. Awesome. Double A wants to know if we saw Endgame. Yeah, did you catch the fact that he got called Lebowski at the one point? That was kind of cool. Made me laugh, and my wife did not because she has not seen The Big Lebowski. Guy that comments calls everyone guy or guys. Yeah, I'm not from far enough south that we say y'all. We say you guys where I'm from. Let's see here. Talking about hunting turkeys on a llama farm. Well, that's better than hunting llamas on a turkey farm. Let's see. Freedom for All says they're already hitting triple-digit temps in Arizona. You can keep that business. Not my cup of tea. Vanessa can't have any firearms discharged in town. And she lives by the airport, so that's not a good place for a gun range. I don't know why. Seems like they would just go together. Guns and airplanes. Yeah, I don't see the problem. People are talking about spending money on trails and whatnot. A rock mountain is a great obstruction for a backstop, yes. When in the movie did they say Lebowski? Now you have to go back and watch it again, Double A. I'm not giving any spoilers up. We've given too many up already, so no spoilers. Not going to happen here. Not until everybody's had a chance to see it. Keith is having a hard time keeping up. What happens if you jump over to the Facebook side, Keith? Okay, Armentia, way to go there. We're not going to give spoilers. So I see what's happening. You switch to Facebook because you're not going to read them on the YouTube side then. I get it. Cool. I was about to make fun of you for coming over here when it's the same feed. But I get it now. I see what you're doing. I'm just a little slow. Let's see. Yes, Mutiny. That is my email right there. So anybody that wants to send us You know what? I don't even have email pulled up here. If anybody wants to email us anything, you sure can. Let's see here. I could get email thrown up, though. Colorado's on a power play right now. Nice. Calaveras, you better watch out. My boys are playing at home tonight. I'm just saying they don't even have to they don't have to be at home to win, but it sure does help. So we'll see what happens tonight. I would love to see if Colorado just wins all 3 home games, then we move on. That's all we need. All right, if I click right there, and then I click right there, and we close that tab down, we'll get the right Gmail account up. Wait, what's going on? Somebody who got hit head on twice? Yeah, we're not going to talk about Endgame tonight as much as I would love to, because it was a really good movie. What's up, Stephen Dawkins? We see you out there. All right, nothing's happening in the Gmail side either. And I don't think anything. Oh, hey, we've got Diane and Dead Horse back over on the Gun Channel side. I see you guys now. I closed it because I thought it wasn't working. So there we are. David was here, and then he's gone. What's up, G-Webs? We got G-Webs over on the Gun Channel side. I popped the chat back up just to see if it was working again, and then there we go. Dead Horse, I like your sentiment. Dead Horse says, Colorado wins tonight. No way, Jose. Of course, Colorado's playing San Jose tonight, so this whole series. Cool. Everybody's just hanging out with us in the house now. So, Rhett Taylor, I didn't see you over there. Rhett's on Facebook side too. Let's see. Video about the mental health was good. Awesome. It is a buzzword for leftists who believe the state is the solution for all social ills rather than the family and the church. Yes, I would have to say that is true. What's up, Marty? Marty Painter in the house. This is kind of cool because on YouTube, everybody's got their screen name, and we don't always know what people's real name is. And then I've got friends and family joining over on Facebook and just kind of with their real name and everything. So Marty's never joined us for a live chat before. I don't know if you even have seen any of the stuff we put up on YouTube, but you can go check that out sometime. So Guitar Man Pete is overdoing Gun Channel's duty too now. If you have not signed up and become part of gunchannels.com, there's no excuse why you haven't. It's free, and if there's anything gun related, hunting or collecting or antiques or building your own or gunsmithing, anything, just anything at all, there's somebody in there that likes what you like, and you can find somebody to talk about it with. Let's see, what am I missing on the chat side over here? He's asking about Game of Thrones. No, we don't watch that. We don't have HBO, so that's a lot of it. Double A still thinks that. Double A says if Edward and his black cat got together, they'd make a yin and yang. That's probably true. But the only way they'd make it is if they were both sleeping in the same sunny spot on the carpet, because Edward cannot make babies because his claws aren't the only thing that have been removed from him. And yes, we know when you take the claws, we know what happens. It's okay. Let's see. What else is going on out there? We have a PayPal or other service for direct questions. If you email me and you want to send money, I will get you a PayPal address. Don't worry about that. He says he sent an email off. I should probably refresh them because I haven't seen it come through. That is a Turkish Angora. Cool. I thought those were goats. People have been in some car accidents. We got some repeat offenders. Double A's cat is also male. I don't think that these two male cats need to be getting together with their yin yangs then. Alrighty, so last time we did this, we had some really good questions. We had some really good discussion going on. Now tonight, there's just not a whole lot going on. Are the cats close by? Edward, you want to close up? Vanessa wants to see you to say hi. There he is. All right. This is Edward. Hey, look up here. Hey. Okay. Well, he doesn't want to look, but he's got this long, fluffy white hair that sticks to everything except for him. Yeah. Okay. What's he going? So now I'm covered in fluffy white hair as well, even more than the gray hair that I'm already covered in. So, hey, I've got titanium in my neck. People are discussing war wounds here, injuries and whatnot. So, shoot long range. I never have had a chance to anywhere. I did when we were in South Dakota. I did put a couple rounds through my Browning rifle, just to make sure that it was going to do what I wanted it to. I haven't had a chance to shoot a deer with it yet, but on the 100-yard range, it was doing okay. So then we switched and threw a target up on the 200-yard range, and I tested the shoot. Now I just lost it. I've got the cool BDC reticle in my Vortex scope, a little bit different than Nikon's, but still. I put it up on the 200-yard mark, and my brother-in-law was looking through his spotting scope and couldn't see the hole. The range that he goes to doesn't allow shoot and see targets, just plain old printed paper. So he couldn't see the hole. So I shot one more time, couldn't see the hole, and thought, what in the world? Because I was within a couple inches of dead center at 100 yards. So, and I figured, well, maybe I slapped the trigger on one shot, but not two. So we cleared it, and we were the only ones there. So we walked down to the 200 yards and took a look at it. And it turns out that it was one of those that's got the 4 gray squares, 1-inch squares, and then other squares out and around. And I actually took the top right and bottom left gray squares with my 2 shots. And I figured, well, that's going to kill a deer at 200 yards. That gun is more accurate than the nut behind the bolt. So we're good there. But that's about as far as I've done with shooting, at least with that one. So that's why I shoot a 270. It's just not that expensive, though, if I decide I'm going to go a little longer. Double A, I would love to get to the Creator Summit, but it's not going to happen for a couple of years probably. There's just too much going on, and we don't have time enough to go to everything. That's the problem when we have jobs and stuff, is we can only get so much time off. My wife's starting a new job in a couple of weeks, and she's not going to get time off until hopefully this time next year. So, or a little after. Let's see, we're talking about Cylons. I don't know anything about Battlestar Galactica or Cylons. So, what else is going on out there? Let's see. Barry, be quiet. We don't need to hear anything like that. Yes, I know the Sharks has scored a couple goals. Colorado does their best work when they come from behind, so. All right. Yeah, I got some emails coming in. I haven't really had time to read them yet. Cool. Mutiny sent me an email. Blitz sent me an email. Hey, tell you what, ask your question. I'll see if I can't come up with PayPal or something if anybody wants to do some support. What you can do if you'd really want to, and I'm not e-begging, so don't come down on me. Anybody that wants to go find Sandhills Shooter on Patreon or on Gunstreamer, you can sign up and be a patron there on either one. You can do $5 for 1 month and then quit, or you can do $1 for several months, or $5 or $10 a month, whatever you want to do. But you can go check us out and do a little support that way if you want to. Patreon's a great place to support a lot of channels too. A lot of the gun channels, people have a Patreon just because you don't lose half of the money to Google that way. So that's kind of nice. Invite always stands. Thanks, Double A. Appreciate it. Barry, what Browning do I shoot? It is an X-Bolt Medallion Edition 270 Winchester. It was my anniversary present last year, which is coming up here pretty soon again. I think here in the next couple of months or so, I've got an anniversary, I think, again. Coming up. Might be on Sunday, too. But not that I'm paying attention or anything. Yeah, 2 years ago, May 5th, Cinco de Marriage happened. We didn't have tacos. We had roast beef. And what else? We have chicken? I don't know. I had the roast beef. It was good. Again, another plug for somebody that's not even in the chat here, but if you get to Pierce, Nebraska, go to Taylor's Bar and Grill and check the food out because Shane makes sure that the food is excellent. I think my rifle's in here somewhere, isn't it? I'm going to grab that and just show that off to Barry. Because not everybody has gotten to see this. And so we'll show this off to you. This is quality education right here. Quality entertainment, I mean. I'm glad you guys tuned in to see me get up and walk around and grab a rifle out of the closet and stuff. I still don't know how I feel about this sunshade. It may come off and look like a normal rifle. That's what it would normally look like. But look at the wood on this thing. Is that not gorgeous? There's a story behind this too. Last year when we were at Wanamaker in Tulsa, I was looking at a rifle that looked like it. Don't worry, I'm not pointing this at my wife's head. I was looking at a rifle. It had the wood that I wanted, and it was in 270 Winchester, and it was just a beautiful rifle. And so I thought, well, you never know what might happen. Maybe I'll be able to take this home with me. That's not going to work. Let's just do this. So I sent a picture of it home and said, hey, is there any way we can make this work in the budget? To which she replied, I wish we could, but no. You're not bringing any guns home from Oklahoma. I already told you that. I said, I know. So I walked away, and a little bit later I came back past that table and was looking at it again, and the guy walked over and picked it up and set it back behind him on the back counter, or the back table behind him, and said, well, this one just sold. So I thought, okay, well, it's not meant to be. I'm not even going to try and file an appeal then. So a little bit later, it's May, and it's our anniversary, and she hands me this long box, and it looks like it probably is a rifle. So I open it up, and it's this rifle. And I said, oh, this is beautiful. That's just like the one I sent you the picture of from Tulsa. And she said, yeah, it's that rifle. I said, I know, it's identical to it. She goes, no, it's that rifle. I said, what? She goes, that's the one that you looked at in Tulsa. I said, really? She goes, yeah. Apparently Travis and a few other people were in on this. But she messaged Travis after I walked away from that gun the first time and asked if it was a good deal. And it was. It was a great price down there at the Wanamaker show. And so I didn't know about it, but she put $100 down on it over the phone. The guy actually lives in Nebraska, and just about an hour east of where Travis and Stan live. And he actually was coming to the town that my wife was working in at the time, the night before our anniversary. So he just delivered it. She paid in the balance, and it was the actual gun that I was touching and drooling over down in Tulsa. And she got it here, and I had no idea that anybody else was even in on this. And then I found out later that Matt and a whole bunch of other people knew about it too. So I was the only one down in Tulsa last year that didn't know what was happening, that I was getting that rifle. So that's pretty cool. Patriot can't see it because, dude, I don't know. Maybe the resolution on your monitor is bad. Maybe you should adjust that. Bolt action Browning X-Bolt rifle, Patriot, with some nice maple wood stock, and it's got kind of it's a light colored, almost like a tiger stripe in the wood. Super glossy finish on the wood, and then the very end of the forearm, the cap on the forearm, and then the cap on the pistol grip are rosewood. So it's a beautiful gun. Dark blue, almost a black finish on the metal, and then I've got a vortex scope on it. So hopefully you can see it a little bit better after I do that, Patriot. Yeah, Stan, maple stock, the one that I had been wanting, the two-tone maple with some rosewood on the trim there. So beautiful, beautiful. Seven Wonders wants to know if he can send his wife here to spend a month with you and learn how to be a better wife. I've been saying it for almost 2 years now. I have the best wife in the world, and it's true. Let's see. Oh, I missed some comments back up there, so I think there's some talking about e-begging and stuff like that. I understand that. Let's see. Thanks, AA, Captain Obvious. I'm wanting to make sure everybody understands why it is that Patriot in the Dark can't actually see, because his monitor's got issues. It's more of a hardware issue with his eyeballs. We know it's all good. What else is going on over there? Barry's keeping me up to date on the score. It's not 1-0. It's 2-0 now, by the way. San Jose. Barry has an A-Bolt medallion in 7mm. So I'm assuming that must be Magnum, right? Not 7mm Mauser. I don't think I've ever seen an A-Bolt in 7x57, but that's a cool gun. I looked at that one too, but I just like the feel of the X-Bolt, and I really like the extractor on the X-Bolt. It's a lot beefier, and the A-Bolt extractor looked like it's probably going to last a long time, but compared to the X-Bolt, it looked a little flimsy, a little dinky. So I just liked the looks of the X-Bolt better. But then I found out that there was about $600 difference, and thought, well, there's probably more than just a little bit of difference between the two. So, but I always wanted a Browning, and now I've got one. I'm kind of like the guy that would drive a BMW and then, park it in front of my trailer, because I've got a super expensive fancy gun, and I'm the worst guy in the world to have super expensive fancy equipment, because I'm never nice to my equipment if I'm hunting or whatever. I'm more worried about getting the deer than I am about keeping everything nice. So let's see here. Looks like Jared and Steve are out there watching too on the Facebook side. Blitz is just doubling down right now. Super chat, $10. Do you think there's a danger of a large majority of hunters being called FUDs, even when they support 2A? Can't figure out if it's trolling or legitimate ignorance. On which part? On the people being FUDs or getting called that? FUD is getting to be kind of almost a touchy word now. We've got people like Clovertac who are trying to not get people to use it or throw it around so much, or to embrace the FUD life. There's got to be, we always want to label everything, right? There's always going to be a name that we give to people who say I don't care about bump stock bands because the bump stocks or the band because I think they're dumb. It doesn't affect me. So getting called that for hunting it doesn't even apply to the term the way that I've ever used it. But we're always going to have that group of people who, Elmer doesn't care about banning ARs or bump stocks or any of that because, as long as he can go hunt ducks and wabbits, he doesn't care. And what Elmer doesn't understand is that everything eventually leads down to complete disarmament. If we give up any inches, then we're going to end up giving up miles. It's just like in football. If you're on defense and they keep pounding just a couple yards at a time, eventually you get that first down and enough of those, and pretty soon they're in the end zone, and they do that enough times, pretty soon you lost the game when all you were worried about was just giving up a couple inches at a time. Yes, you do see a Siamese kitty. It's her house. She lets us live here because we don't. She doesn't have a job and she doesn't have thumbs and she can't open the pet food. So we're always going to have that group of people, and there's always going to be a name for it. Right now, the name given is FUD. It's the people who, they're not anti-gunners. They own guns. They hunt. They shoot. They do whatever. But for whatever reason, they have no desire or no ambition to help protect the other aspects of 2A life. And I don't know. I don't know which is worse, the people who legitimately admit that they want to take away my guns, or the people who legitimately admit that they don't care if my guns get taken away as long as nobody takes theirs. It's hard for me to not dislike both groups of people. So, we should be able to use anything to hunt. Well, yeah, I can understand some of the laws that we have that pertain to hunting. Especially where if we're going to do away with laws, then we have to say that anything that's on the landowner's land is their game. It doesn't belong to the state or the game and parks. And so if we would do that, we'd have to do away with hunting permits and things like that. But you also would be there'd just be a lot of stuff would have to happen for that. So I can understand why there are certain things that aren't allowed to hunt certain animals. Agorizers in the house. Wabbit season. Duck season. All right, we're still having a cat chat. I'm not letting cats in here next time. We're not having a cat chat anymore. We're getting almost to 10 o'clock. All right, guys, we're going to not go much past 10 o'clock. Blitz, I hope I answered your question. I don't think that just hunters in general get called FUDs. I've never seen that anyway. Not all FUDs are hunters. Not all hunters are FUDs. But I think that there's a danger of a large majority of people being apathetic and not being willing to help fight to retain our rights. And pretty soon they're going to wake up one day and realize that they don't have any rights either, because it's a little too late now to join in the fight when people have already taken away half of what it is that's okay to own. And we've got bills in tons of states and in the House and in the Senate that deal with taking away every semi-automatic, things like that. If all you want to do is hunt quail with your double barrel, that's great. But if you're not willing to fight to protect your friends and neighbors' right to own, a Glock pistol or an AR or an AK, then pretty soon they're not going to be able to help you fight to retain your shotgun. And it will get there if we let it. Look at every other country that has disarmed their people. Look at Venezuela. Travis was talking about that on his special hit or miss tonight on his channel. And Venezuela disarmed their population. Now look at them. Not only are they disarmed and can't fight back, but they're getting run over in the street now by armored vehicles because they can't defend themselves, and they're just trying to revolt and get somebody back in running the country that can turn things around so they can eat. So we've got horrible, horrible things going on in Venezuela. I have a coworker who came from there several years ago now, but his family, I think most of his family is in the States now. They've all gotten out, but I mean, some of the stuff that he's told me that's gone on has just been crazy within that country. And we've got people just recently that have been saying, "Hey, look at Venezuela. They're a great model, a great example." Not so much, not in my opinion. I don't want us to end up there. So Freedom for All says that he is the rattler on the flag behind me. Not sure what that means. You're not a snake. How are you typing if you don't have fingers? A guy that comments needs a Gatling gun for hogs. Well, that could be fun. Blitz agrees socialism can bite it. Yep, we had that discussion a couple Tuesdays ago. Okay, Mutiny for the Cat wants to know 224 Valkyrie or 6.5 Grendel. I can choose only one. Not being an AR guy, I'm probably going to defer to neither. Because I've not been bitten by the AR bug. I also didn't serve in the military where a lot of guys got bit by that bug. So, and a 20 millimeter in case we have an elephant problem or bison. Well, we'll see. Google 5 dancing Israelis. I don't think I will, but welcome. And AA is going on 53. I've been seeing this coming for years. The problem is it's not enough to see it coming. We have to head it off. And the only way we do that is to raise awareness and vote for people who aren't going to sell us down the road, right? And any hope that we had of the NRA ever being a great organization, it just looks like it's going down the tubes too. So it's going to come to the point where pretty soon they're going to be ineffective. They're going to be a shell of their former self, and even the good stuff that NRA has been able to do is going to be undermined by a lot of infighting and backbiting. And I don't like the way this is going, because what's happening is it's becoming divided, and united we stand, divided we fall, right? And the people that want to do away with the NRA are going to get what they want. They're going to do away with the NRA. And where's that going to leave us with anybody to try and head off some of the legislation? I'm not saying they do a great job at it. They don't. They've done some stupid stuff, and they've traded away a lot of rights. But I've said for a long time now, they might not be the hero that we deserve, but they might be the hero that we need. Because right now, they're the face of according to the left, the NRA is the face of the bad guy. You know, it's not every man or every woman. It's the NRA. The NRA is responsible for the people dying, for the people getting shot, the babies dying in schools, things like that. Well, the NRA is gone. Then who are they going to turn their focus on? You know, I mean, it's kind of like the forces of Gondor outside of the gates of Mordor, and Sauron's been focused on them. But if they're gone all of a sudden and they disband, then is he going to turn his eye back towards Frodo and the ring? And the little guys are going to get taken down? We don't know. We don't want that. So maybe GOA can take what remains of the NRA and build a real resistance. I think that the NRA is the product of getting too big. And so anybody that gets that big is going to face the same stuff. I'm not too sure that GOA will be as bad. I think that GOA has got a lot of what we want happening, and at least they're willing to file suits and they're willing to fight and take a stand, right, and be counted. So that's good. Let's see here. Thoughts on the revolving violence against religions that seems to be happening. Thoughts are, if you look back in history, it's only been happening for the last 5,000 years or so. That's my thoughts. Nothing new. We're just seeing it more and more on the news because they're picking it up more. Some of it, not all of it. We didn't hear much about Sri Lanka, other than to hear that people were Easter worshipers, but they wouldn't say Christians were the victims of violence, because they can't say Christians are the victims of violence, because that goes against everything that they've ever stood for, that says that Christians are always the perpetrators of violence. So, but aside from that, hey, what's up, Frankie, on Facebook? Aside from that, it's always going to be the case. There's always going to be violence from one religious group against the other. There's always going to be idiots that think that they're doing God's work and aren't. So it's never going to change. And if you believe what I believe, Christians are going to just keep getting persecuted. They always have been. They always will be. It's going to get worse before it gets better. However, it gets better at the end. Let's see. Nope. Hide that comment. Not going to happen. We keep our comments classy, guys. Just like when we're in the panel. We keep our chat at a PG-13 or PG level just because we have people like my aunt who's watching right now, and we don't want vulgar things. We don't want distasteful things in the chat or on Facebook or anywhere else to be said. Same thing with what's going on over the YouTube chat or on the gun channel side too. So, man, I keep forgetting about watching the gun channel side. Let's see here. We're talking scopes and stuff and MOAs and mills and things that I don't understand. I've never taken those courses. Would love to do it, though. What's up, Jeff? I see you out there on the YouTube side. Glad to have you. We're about to wrap it up, but glad you got here when you did. Good job, AA. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know how I feel about that stuff. You get your chance to redeem yourself. It's all good. What else is going on? Stephen Brown's in the house. Hello from Oklahoma. Well, hello from Nebraska. So, let's see here. There's a discussion on the gun channel side about mills versus MOA. I don't know the difference. I don't know how to range things with mills. I know that much. I know you can, but let's see. What's going on here? Let's see. What do you mean, Blitz? Exactly why you liked my channel. It's just more instant now. I'm having trouble reading between the lines there. Not sure what's going on. Yes, Oklahoma's soon to be constitutional carry. So South Dakota. 1st of July, I believe, is when South Dakota takes effect. As soon as that happens, Nebraska will be we border up against 6 other states. And by the end of the year, 4 of those 6 will be constitutional carry. The only ones that won't be will be Iowa and Colorado. And, of course, us, because we've got some dumbheads down in Lincoln that don't ever want to even entertain that notion. So, yeah, Lord of the Rings reference. I don't do Game of Thrones, but I do love me some Lord of the Rings. Not The Hobbit, though. Not the movie. I love the book. Never have quite figured out how when you've got a book that is only about that thick, you can stretch that into 3-hour movies. You can't unless you put scenes in and characters in that weren't in the book. Which is why I'm not a big fan of the Hobbit movies. Lord of the Rings, I do love those. They still took some pretty good. What's the word for that? The poetic license, I think it's called, when you change stuff from the book to the movie. It's not just because some of it didn't translate well. Some of it, they moved some scenes and stuff. Some of the battles that happened in one movie should have been in a different movie. It's all right, AA. We still love you. It's all good. Let's see. I'm missing some stuff that's going out there about scopes over on the gun channel side. Because Diane says our scopes are fine. Is German shot glass. Just sent another one out. What do you do? Do you make scopes, Diane? That'd be cool. I want to check out scopes. I just don't get a chance to go shoot rifles very often. Let's see what else is going on here. Stephen open carries anyway. That's cool. Keith Gregory's in the house. On the revolving violence of religions and ideologies, just more instant. Is that why you like my channel? I'm glad. Cool. All right. So We do have a couple questions coming in that are actually directed to us. That's awesome, but it's getting late, and it's been kind of a long day. And I think we're going to just start to wrap it up. So everybody that joined us, I think I tried to call you out as I saw you. If I missed you, I'm sorry, and I'll do better next time. Double A, yes, we talked about this. We saw it. That's how I knew about that one comment that was made about Thor. But we're not going to get into it. So, all right. This has been another installment of 2A Tuesday. And hopefully you guys got some good chatting in there. We didn't have a whole lot of super earth-shattering questions that were really directed towards us so much. We did talk about some cats and some Chinese food and some car wrecks and injuries thereof and whatnot. And I got to show off last year's anniversary present. So the cool thing is we're only a couple days away from anniversary again, and I'm hoping that she decides she's going to blow last year's present out of the water. We'll see if it's going to be even bigger and better. She's giving me that look that says it doesn't get any better than a Browning rifle. So, yeah, thanks everybody for joining us, and give it some thought when this goes back to replay. Leave me some comments down below, not in the live chat, but in the actual comment section down below the video once it renders and gets posted up on YouTube. I want to know if you guys would be willing to all go over and just watch on Facebook for a live chat end of the month 2A Tuesday. Thanks, Sandhills Kitties and Mr. and Mrs. as well. We may try a week where we don't do YouTube at all and just do it over on the Facebook side. So let me know if you guys would all join us over there. If you haven't liked the Facebook page and you are on Facebook, I would strongly encourage you to go check us out over on Facebook. And then just because this is our channel and we can e-beg if we want to on it, you can check us out on Patreon or on Gunstreamer and support us that way. You don't have to super chat. Although, Blitz, thanks for the super chat. That was very nice. We appreciate it. Dead Horse can't do the book face. That's okay. You don't have to. You can still hang out with us on gun channels if you want to. I'm not sure that you would be hanging out with us that night then. So maybe that's reason enough right there not to just go on Facebook. We'll see what happens. So, all right, we will sign it off for now. Facebook land, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it. Be sure, if you're on Facebook and you haven't gone over to YouTube and subscribe to the Sandhills Shooter channel, please go do that and go sign up for Gun Channels. And it's gunchannels.com/SandhillsShooter. Go check that out as well, and you can follow along with us on the regular broadcast right there too. We don't put the normal ones up on Facebook just because we don't get to show the whole chat. All you could do is just see us and then hear it, but you wouldn't see what's actually happening, see the screen shares and stuff. So we don't do that because we don't have the technology. I don't have everything set up, and that's expensive, way too expensive. It costs about $30 a month to do, and we're not spending that kind of money right now for that. We just bought a new microphone and stuff. Hopefully this sounds good. Hopefully it sounds better than it has been. So we'll see what happens there. Let's see here. Hey, General Relativity is over on the Gun Channel side too. Cool. All right, Facebook land. Thank you very much. Go join us on YouTube and Gun Channels, and hopefully we can see you over there as well. Next week we're gonna start back in going through the Bill of Rights on 2A Tuesday. Last week it took us all night just to talk about the First Amendment, which means that next week we'll go to Amendment number 2, and I can't see the Second Amendment taking us all night just to talk about that. So I'm guessing that's going to take the whole evening as well, and then we'll see how long it takes us to do the other 8 on the Bill of Rights. But we'll take as many weeks as we need to go through the Bill of Rights, and we'll just discuss what each right means to us. Not that the Constitution gives us those rights. We recognize that they're God-given, and the Constitution says they can't be taken away. So, Facebook people, thanks a lot. You guys have a great night. And we will end that one. And that means that we need to go up here. And YouTube people, thank you very much. And Gun Channels people as well. Glad to have all of you with us as well. And what's going on here? Google 5 Dancing Israelis is asking 270. Yeah, that's what I shoot. 270. That's what that Browning is. So, all right, cool. You guys have a great night, and we will catch you next week, 9 o'clock Central Time, right here on Sandhills Shooter on YouTube and on Gun Channels. And you guys have a great night, too. God bless y'all.